I mean, to be perfectly honest, Doc's problem is that if he fails once, he just goes to his base and plays defensive.
Just builds 25 turrets.
Okay, if I know I'm not gonna win, I'm just gonna be annoying as possible.
That's a good strat.
Is that approach? What the fuck, man?
Or you could just try and win the game.
You could also try something else called winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fully fledged Masari and hierarchy. There's no
Yeah,
winning.
so you might as well forfeit.
No. Why would
Doc,
I?
you call yourself your doctor, and yet you inflict pain and suffering on people. Why?
Medical malpractice.
Well played, I'll give you that. Right, pick your teams. Pick your teams.
Establish dominance. Oh wait, Yuno's on my team. Never mind.
Okay, I'll be on team 1 so I can see flow conduits.
Well, Mad Doctor from 40k. I mean, I am slightly insane.
Slightly?
Yeah, this seems balanced.
Yeah, I think this would be a good game. I think you can shake it up in any way and it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm gonna leave the chat now. Good luck. Have fun.
Love you.
Thanks. Weirdo. Alright. Casting time. We're on team 1 so that we can see Novus's flow. Doc's being a pain in the ass. I hate him. Got Overlord and Warbringer against Yuno and Doc. I gotta say, the Hierarchy Masari combination is incredibly strong. It's very tough to deal with because the Hierarchy have these big pushes that make space for Masari, and Masari loves that. And Hierarchy can act as a bodyguard for Masari, and then of course there's the... Oh, hang on. Yeah, and of course there's the Vizops with Zessus, which is always nasty. Also, Dark Masari. Anyway, so I think Hierarchy Masari is very good. They're up against Novus Hierarchy. So the name of this matchup, as we currently understand it as a community, is mostly going to be crushing Masari early or crushing Hierarchy early on the opposing team. That's the name of the game. What commonly happens is Hierarchy gets harassed to hell, they get a semi-decent push, and then Masari mops up. That's usually how it seems to go. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I have a feeling that Warbringer is actually going to go Sky Sari and catch them off guard. The problem with Masari versus Novus and Hierarchy is... Oh, he's going anti-Mirabelle. Okay, this is the thing. You either have to go anti-Mirabelle, who will crush all your architects and you lose the game, or you have to go anti-Hierarchy, which is spreading out your buildings. If you go anti-Hierarchy, Mirabelle crushes you. If you go anti-Mirabelle and Hierarchy gets on top of you, you just die. And that makes life a bit tricky. I'm hoping Overlord will make a defensive walker for Warbringer. Maybe spawn it around here somewhere, possibly here, and aim to protect Warbringer from that initial assault. However, the other team can go the other route and have Mirabelle harass the ever-living fuck out of Hierarchy. We're seeing triple Reapers. Oh, quad Reapers. I didn't see this one here. Overlord's of course going to move up this way to get the instants. This spawn's probably the worst for Hierarchy after this one here. No, actually this one's probably the worst. And I think that Doctor here has the better spawns. Yuno's getting early flow conduits, which is very interesting. And he's moving a constructor... Okay, he's just building a flow network. I thought he might be trying to go for a little satellite base, but he is not. We're getting an aggressive walker from Doc. This is trademark Doc. It's aggressive against another Hierarchy, though. Which means that Reapers wandering around could accidentally snipe this, which is hilarious. Or there might be a walker in place already to fight this one, in which case the rush is not as potent. Good Reaper coming down to collect these instants. And Overlord building in the water. Dirty trick. very hard to contest this. And we've got Warbringer in light mode. That's an error. You should always start the game in dark mode because architects have more movement and they build just that tiny bit quicker as a result. They just get to their spot a tiny bit faster. We're seeing triple matter engine. I would like to see a fourth and be a bit greedy, personally, especially since you know it's cross-spawn from the hierarchy. But Overlord isn't building a defensive walker, so maybe he feels he needs the early game pressure. I think it's going to be light conquerors. There's a light figment, maybe for glyph scouting. This assembly walker's up. It's being kitted as a defiler rush, which is one of Doc's favourites to do. Overlord did a nice job with the instance. There's not too many left that he could be picking up. He has to migrate over to here. And Overlord's assembly is a bit slower, interestingly. I think what the correct play would be, if you see this walker, is abandon the base and then immediately send this walker at Novus. Because it means hierarchy cannot protect Novus, and that's going to be tough for Novus to deal with. Especially since we don't see Mirabelle yet. This is a rarity. Not seeing a Mirabelle rush against hierarchy is very rare. So I think actually this walker charging to the top left will be uncontested. Hierarchy can't get there quick enough. Unless Doc literally starts building a walker maybe here, he's not going to be there in time. But Overlord is going to have to... Oh no, there is a Mirabelle. I missed it entirely. My bad. I didn't hear the systems checked. So I take it back. The walker has less options now. Loses a hard point, as expected. This is why Mirabelle is busted, or part of it. Now, we did see Warbringer training Figments, so those Figments are 100% going to be hunting this Mirabelle. But Yuno consolidates Mirabelle with his teammates' hierarchy, which means that she's less... Nope, she's moving now. I thought she was going to stay here so that she would be protected. An early arrival site loss for hierarchy does hurt. Oh no, the gravitic turrets. Why have you got... Oh, he's probably contesting sources and stuff with that, but Overlord's early game is just dying, and these Reapers are sandwiched between the Defilers and Mirabelle. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Ugh, Overlord is not sitting pretty. I want to see Warbringer rush Peacebringers now. He's not under threat. He should just go straight Peacebringers and try and flatten the opponent. Figment's done. Mirabelle's down for the count. Light mode switch to finish her. But it doesn't matter. There's face tanks from Overlord. Very nice. Mirabelle is down. That's big. Although Overlord has minimal eco. He's got 1, 2, 3 Reapers. And he can't build more until he builds that arrival site. And I don't think Overlord can afford an arrival site yet. He's done the scouting monolith. I think he should sell this for the money and get a quicker arrival site so he can then get a quicker Reaper drone as well. Are there any instants that he's missing out on for Overlord? Nothing significant. You have to go out of your way for these. They're not really worth it. There's a couple here that should have been hoovered up by now, but they have not been. Some eco harass coming in from Overlord and Warbringer, but they don't actually commit to the Reaper, interestingly. Overlord using his phase tanks to fight antimatters. Phase tanks obviously win that fight quite handily, so it's an efficient trade. Doctor's got a gravitic turret glyph. That's interesting, considering that he hasn't seen any air yet. We've got this walker moving up towards the Masari base, and this might be intentional. This is going to crush a bunch of money on the way, which is going to make Overlord's life harder, which means he's going to have to harvest up here. He should probably drop his next Reaper around here. There's his arrival site, and I expect the next Reaper to be dropped here to collect the instants and get himself back into the game. He's not out the game, he's got a sizable army, and he's traded quite efficiently with Doctor, outside of the arrival site being destroyed. But he is playing with a Masari teammate, so he does have the secure late game. Especially with an early Mirabelle death from Novus. 2 Figments trying to take out this Reaper drone. I don't know if there's any stuns available. I kind of want to see a switch to light mode, just real quick, to finish off this Reaper. Oh, he's changing his target to Doc's base. I think Warbringer might be aiming to take out Glyph Carvers. Doc is establishing more economy. Seems like he lost some Reapers or didn't build that many to begin with for his rush. It's very interesting. There's the Monolith here, which is excellent play. This is protecting them from Figment, so he'll get some warning and he might be able to sell them off as they're being built before he loses the money. This Walker's moving up, but Overlord's phase tanks are bailing his buddy out. He's saying, you don't need to worry, you can keep on building your stuff, and I'll deal with this Walker, which he does. Did Doc get the sell? He did. Very nice. These antimatter tanks will decimate this Masari base right now. Warbringer needs an answer to this, unless he's already got some Figment mines down or some Figments in place. We see Spectrum Cycle on the antimatter, so it's very hard to make Figment plays against that. Overlord's phase tanks are doing work. There's been a recent shift in the metagame for Universe at War, and people have respected phase tanks a lot. They do a lot of damage, they do splash damage, even though it doesn't look like it. It's a very small splash radius, but it's relevant. And they're so fast, and look at this. They just phase out and get bailed out entirely. These are excellent harassment units, and people have been evolving the metagame to poke more. And look at this, Overlord is just keeping Yuno busy. And it's not like Yuno's playing badly, he has to contest this. But he's buying time for his teammate. The Peacebringers are coming in. We don't know if it's Dark 4 yet. I would assume not, knowing Masari economy, but saying that he's on 5 maxed out matter engines. Oh my god. Overlord really just said, nah, don't worry about it, just rush Peacebringers and I'll heavy lift the early game, which he has. Overlord has heavy lifted this early game. He's not winning it solo, but he's holding 2 players back. And that's big. And you don't need to be as efficient because you do have Masari teammate. Here comes a Reaper. It's going to come here. I want to see him vacuum up these instants and get another Reaper. What I actually want to see is him hoover up these posts. And I want to see him move down here, actually, and vacuum up this post. And then move towards up here again. I want him to get all the instants so that then Doc doesn't have them. That would be a nice play. But then again, it's probably less efficient than just harvesting there, but I do want to see him get these instants. Phase tanks with Figment support are putting a lot of pressure on. Call those dead antimatters, damn. Overlord hasn't even used his Walker that much. It's just been phase tanks, and Doc is still recovering from his rush. He didn't have much eco to sustain anything afterwards. We still don't see Zessus, because we're not really seeing Visop, so I don't think they're valuing Zessus right now. I think they're just pumping Peacebringers. I think we don't have that many. Oh, tell a lie. We got 3. I think he went for Dark 4, and that's why they haven't come out yet. Thing is, they don't know that Doc doesn't have any walkers, and they might... Oh, look at this. If this goes unnoticed, that could be disastrous. I wouldn't be surprised if Overlord commits to the support thing and just goes for a Science Walker. Drops this Reaper, doesn't get this instant. There's another little 100 worth here. I think this is an instant, I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. I think that is, actually. I think there's like a solid 600 in instants here. And Overlord needs that money. Peacebringers with Figment stuns, wiping out the antimatters. Very nice. Yuno's gone to field inverters. And these aggressive recycling centers are just getting mopped up now. I'm struggling to see a win for Yuno and Doctor now. Doctor loses his arrival site, but has the backup. This is something Doc does very well. He often just builds arrival sites when he has spare money. And that makes sniping his arrival sites less valuable. Overlord is moving in. If he catches this Spitter Turret glyph, that would be quite nice. But these phase tanks have to phase immediately or die. He says that and says, fuck, no, wait, he's going back in. Spitter Turret gets annihilated. You need to spread these phase tanks so that Spitter Turrets are less efficient. Runs away. I want to see Warbringer expand his base now. He's a bit closed in. One good push and this entire base goes kaboom because of these matter engines. He doesn't need to sell the matter engines off yet because he hasn't seen a super weapon, but I'd like to see him expand southward. If he goes westward, there's Reapers that will see things, units are going to be going there to fight, and he'll see a walker before it comes. If he expands southward, he will see a walker before it arrives. Speaking of which, we see 2 assembly walkers, currently unkitted. They have a bit of time. This will crush all this money, but that won't really matter anymore. I think we're at the... Oh, Kamal's out. There's a big opportunity for a big abduct now. Can Yuno dodge it? And Yuno's gonna have to play scared. No barrier. And Masari with a Kamal defending them is terrifying. It's so terrifying. Their shield goes up, they regen their DMA, and the threat of the abduct means that you're not focusing units down, which again means they're restoring DMA. I can't tell if it's Dark 4 yet. I want to see something take some damage so I can see. It's not Dark 4 yet. I expect Dark 4 before the map controller comes off cooldown. We're seeing some Peacebringers go roaming. Doc's got his own Kamal out, holding his little fort here. His detection drone is a bit obvious now. Do we see a Science Walker coming from Overlord? We see a detection drone, which is usually a precursor to a Science Walker. Although he might just want his mini-map vision and an answer to Virus. It will purge Virus from his teammates' Peacebringers, which is very nice, especially if viral control is coming into play. You can purge it off before the viral control hits. Overlord moves this walker down to assault this cluster. I quite like this, actually. Kamal doesn't do much to walkers. He's great in walker-on-walker engagements because he makes you trade efficiently, but he's not great at straight-up dealing with them. I think he'll clear through all this turret cluster. But these 2 walkers, they're still not kitted. And they're going to see this now. They're going to see... They're going to make the call. These walkers are unkitted. Punch them now. I expect this army to turn around. Yep, there we go. So Doc has to start kitting these now, or they're going to be destroyed naked. These Reapers are going to get away. The money is being destroyed, which is inconvenient, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Actually, it kind of does. If Yuno holds this position, then the most money Overlord can get is just like this. So this resource destruction might actually be good. Nice Figment stun to delay. Why is Doc not kitting these walkers? This walker's turned around now. Doc's Kamal is going to his teammate's base for some reason. Can't fathom why that would be. Maybe to protect from Peacebringer assault while Yuno's army goes in. Yeah, they found the naked walkers. Why is Doc not kitted these? That's such a crippling error. Maybe he has no money? Yeah, he's not got much of an eco. That's kind of been the tale of the game for Doctor. He's not had much of an eco. I think his eco got sniped. And he couldn't afford to kit the walkers. Ah, they're calling to super weapon this. And I think we're going to get some vision here with these Peacebringers. And they might just super weapon it. I want to see Vizops coming out from Overlord right now. He's got 1, 2 walkers, so he can afford the Science Walker with Vizops. Vizops obviously map pack, and that's basically game over. Map pack established Masari with a Science Walker is pretty much game. Overlord sending some Reapers down, maybe to just suck up some money before it disappears. It's not even going to disappear, actually. Something I think would be nice, actually, would be to have some random turrets strewn about in the south here, whilst Overlord harvests the west. We see a Seer with a sentry to start beating up flow conduits. It's kind of slow. Where's this Science Walker? Science Walker is absolutely the correct play right now. These Peacebringers are so close to this base, they can see it. If they hit this, this would be game over for Doc, who'll have no money. And then it's just a Novus versus Hierarchy Masari. We've got a Combat Walker, range and weapon accelerators. I don't think Overlord is Tech 3 on Assault looking at it, because he doesn't have mass drivers. Oh, gets a nice instant. That's 275, nice. There's more instants here. Overlord, collect them. So much money. I think... Okay, now the Science Walker comes down. Yeah, I think he's not got mass drivers. I think he's only just got an Assault 3. Novus's flow network is being destroyed, which isolates all of these. Nope, just this one and this one. Kamal is here. No chance for Figment plays. Oh, no! He flows out, though. But I think they're happy with that anyway, because it's going to kill Kamal. I think that's a good super weapon. I agree with this super weapon. You get a vehicle assembly, you got a field inverter for whatever that's worth. But most importantly, you got Kamal. And I think getting anything else is a bonus. Overlord's Kamal is in the thick of it. He's going to look for an abduct. Yuno's playing around it. But while playing around this abduct, Yuno is not slaughtering this army. Masari is fanning out, trying to limit things. The Peace Bringers down here got absolutely destroyed. Yeesh. Triple Walker. Okay, Doc. Doc's going to make a death push coming from the south here. And this is where these random scouting turrets, I think, would have been really nice. Even a scouting Reaper's not the worst, but they're going to have Vizops soon anyway, actually, so it's fine. This phase tank army... I think Overlord is the MVP. These phase tanks have performed admirably. They've done excellently. And he was playing without an eco for a while. Like, minimal eco, he lost his arrival site. But these phase tanks have worked wonders. Excellent wall, more pressure. Keeping this Novus pinned down while his teammate just does the Masari late game thing. Still not enough money for Vizops. He might not even be Assault yet. These Reapers are finally collecting the instants. Nope, just... Thank you. Oh, that's so painful. See a random splitter turret here, presumably for scouting. It's very nice. The triple Walkers of Doom are incoming. We're seeing a Habitat Walker with sieging capabilities. So this is going to be behind these two Walkers. They're going to give the vision and bear the brunt of the assault, while the Hab Walker sieges from afar. And this is the game-winning play for Yuno and Doctor. If they hit these matter engines, Masari base goes boom. And that's why I wanted to see Warbringer expand sooner. But Novus is in ruins. I think if Warbringer gets a Zessus and teleports a couple of Architects somewhere random, they'll never find them. Doc's not gone for Vizops. Yuno is conceded. He's out the game. This is it. This is Doc's only chance. And what Warbringer should do now is bring Architects out of his base and fan out. Fan out and just play the runaway game if you need to. Sell these matter engines and just move your stuff. Use Overlord as a meat shield and just build up elsewhere, get a second base going, and then just play the normal game. But make sure you don't lose to a death push like this. This isn't Doctor's style. Normally he just builds a bunch of turrets when he's losing, as you might have caught in the pre-game preamble. I just don't see how this is going to work if Warbringer moves his Architects. I think as soon as they see these Walkers, Warbringer is going to panic and run every Architect in his base away. I want to see every Architect in his base run here, stop a couple here to build, and run a few down here and down to here to build up. That's what I expect, and that is what I would say is probably the right play. They're looking around for these Walkers, and they have no idea. They think Doc's probably got a legion of turrets. Peacebringer's trying to crush Reaper drones. They can, but it's buggy. And it doesn't always work. Yeah, he should have just been shooting. Would have gotten more done if it had just been shooting. They're homing in on Doc's arrival site, and I just don't see... There's Zessus. There we go. I don't see how this works. Just run the Architects away as soon as you see it. The Vizops are finally coming out. How many Reaper drones does Overlord have now? He is the Eternal. 3, 6. I think that's 7 Reapers. 6 or 7. Super weapon there. Oh, when they see these 3 walkers, they're going to wish they had the super weapon. But Doc is out of glyph carvers, I think. He's got 1. He's going to build the Desperation Arrival site. I think their call was to eliminate all carvers and arrival sites, so Doc can't rebuild, so he's literally on the clock. He's on the clock anyway, you always are if you're against a Masari and you don't have one yourself. I would like him to see him sell these Seers now, for the pop space. You don't need them, you don't know there's a Science Mag Walker, and your teammate can fight a Mag Walker because you're Hierarchy and you don't care. So I think you could just sell these Seers and Sentries for the pop space. Can you sell a Sentry with a Seer on it? Or do you have to unload them first? Now they see the Walkers of Doom. The Vizops came up and now they see them. Warbringer's clumping his units for a Zessus teleport. Yep, very good. Run all the Architects away. I see 2. Run every single Architect away and sell the Matter Engines, man. Just abandon the base. Use your teammate as a meat shield. These walkers are running backwards now. They know this is all Doc has. So if Warbringer plays Whack-A-Mole with Architects, he'll be completely fine. He's also building Guardians. That's fine too. There's no real counterplay to the Guardians. Look at this Habitat Walker range. It's going to start shooting this any minute now. I wish I could zoom out more, but I can't. Come on, any second now. Any second now. Oh, the teleport on the Hab Walker. Interesting. We're not going to get to see it. Feels bad, man. Yeah, Overlord's already like, screw this, I'm migrating. I expect the Vizops Walker to be running away as well. Yep, it's already way over here. Hab Walker's getting absolutely devastated. Actually, maybe not selling the Matter Engines is the right call, because they have to blow themselves up on the Matter Engines to destroy the base, in which case he's winning. But I still want to see him run Architects away, just to be on the safe side. Targeting the Hab Walker first is very clever, because you only need to destroy 2 nodes to get rid of the Hab Walker, whereas with the assemblies you have to destroy more, so the Hab Walker is effectively taking more damage than an Assembly Walker. I don't agree with the cell anymore. Oh, that's 1 Matter Engine down. Base go boom, but so do Walkers. This game. This game. There's nothing. Rip. Good effort from Doc, but ultimately, that's that. Zessus dies for the cause. And the base was actually not that devastated. Good game. Good game. Good game. So basically, that was the result of a failed rush. The rush wasn't failed, per se, but it wasn't as impactful. But I want to say, MVP, Overlord, the phase tank harassment was exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. Flawless. Can't fault it. And that carried Team 2. That hard carried Team 2. Because Warbringer did very nice Figment play, but he didn't have the ability to force the opponents on the back foot. And Overlord saw his opportunity and took it. It was excellent. The fact that Overlord actually destroyed more buildings says a lot. Because Warbringer was flow conduit hunting. And Overlord just destroyed so many buildings. Excellent stuff. Good game, good game.
Know that.
Yeah.
I want to say Overlord was the MVP. Excellent phase tank harassment.
Thank you. I was pretty happy with those face tanks as well. I was like, these guys are doing some serious work.
The phased, like, I noticed that you had your early game shafted, obviously, because Doctor took your arrival site out. But your phase tank play was what carried your team.
Just the face tanks everywhere. I was just
Phase tanks are strong.
Yeah, I was actually saying there's been a development in the meta that phase tanks have been valued a lot more lately. They've gotten pretty damn good. People have started to realize, hey, these things are pretty good units.